What's going on, guys, and welcome to this video. Pepe here, and in today's episode I will be guiding you through a class designed to improve and get rid of your lower back pain. So all you need for this class is a floor and a mat if you really want, otherwise you can just use the floor. And let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into it. Okay, we're gonna lie on our back to start with. Hands down by your sides, knees are bent. We're gonna focus on moving our pelvis, guys. So very simple. As you breathe in, so you inhale through the nose, you're gonna try to shift the weight towards your sacrum by anteriorly tilting your pelvis. And if you put a hand here in your lower back, there should be a space for your head, so for your hand to pass through. On the exhale, you're gonna do exactly the opposite of that. So you're gonna go into a posterior pelvic tilt, tucking your tailbone under, flattening the lower back. So now my hand cannot go through anymore. And you just do 10 of these. So breathing in, arching, breathing out, tucking under. Breathing in, arching, breathing out, tucking under. And we really need to get comfortable with these two positions. So this is the tuck under, the posterior pelvic tilt, and the opposite is the arching position, the anterior pelvic tilt. So you just switch back and forth for 5 more times. Inhale to arch, exhale to tuck under. And really feel that lower back moving, beginning to loosen up. And you go for 2 more. Inhale to arch, exhale to tuck. And just 1 more. Inhale to arch, exhale to tuck. Perfect. So now that you got this movement, we're gonna bring it 1 step ahead by lifting the whole hips area and really articulating our spine into a hip extension. So the hands are gonna be relaxed by your side for now. You start from an anterior tilt, you take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone and peel your spine off the floor. Make sure you go passing through every vertebrae, nice and slow. When you get here at the top, make sure your ribcage are not popping out, and make sure you keep them nice and closed. Get at the top of this position, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly begin to go down with the upper back first, the middle back to follow, and the rest of your spine to continue down on the ground. You begin in an arch, remember, you take a breath in. As you breathe out, you tuck your tailbone under and you begin to peel your spine off the floor. Nice and slow, trying to really focus on passing through each segment of the spine. Don't skip the segments. Go nice and slow. Hit that top position, take a big breath in. As you breathe out, slowly going down. Again, trying to pass through every single segment of your spine. Okay, that's the end of number 2. We're gonna do 3 more, but we're gonna change the arm position. So instead of having your hands down by your sides, now I want you to relax your arms fully overhead and try to do the same movement. This is gonna stretch you a little bit more. So begin from an anterior tilt, arch, take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're gonna tuck under, slowly peel your spine off. Slowly 1 vertebra at a time, work through your segments, all the way up into extension, taking a breath in at the top. And as you breathe out, the upper back goes down first, the middle back follows, and the rest of your spine continues to drop down on the ground with control. And again, breathe in to start. Breathe out, tuck under, peel off, peel off, peel off, peel off, peel off. All the way up, taking a breath in here, and as you breathe out, keep your rib cage in, lower the upper, lower the middle, lower the lower back, and all the way down. We have one more to do, and that's it for this exercise. You breathe in and you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, and this is the last one. Make it the best one. One vertebra at a time, guys. All the way up into extension, taking a breath in at the top, and as you breathe out, slowly lowering down. Work through your spine all the way down till the lower back, and that's it. Keep your hands down by your sides. Before we stand up, I just want you to move your knees over to the left. Just let them drop. Bring them back to center, over to the right. Back to center, to the left. So this is just going to twist your spine, decompress your lower back. And just do one more, all the way to the left. Come back, all the way to the right. That's it. So now, what you're going to do is changing position, and we're gonna go in this kneeling, half kneeling position here. One leg forward, one leg back. You wanna make sure your knee is on top of your ankle, your hip is on top of your knee right here, 90-degree angle on both knees. And let's just understand the pelvic positioning here. So you arch, and that's one option, and you tuck, and that's the other option. Two more times. You arch, and that's one option. You tuck under, and that's the other option. Just one more. You arch, and that's one option. You tuck, and that's the other option. And you're gonna hold it like that, really tucking under. Now squeeze the back glutes muscles right here. Bring that foot a little bit further forward, and holding on your front thigh, bring your hip into a more extension. So bring your hip forward, but don't lose the tuck. Keep your tailbone tucked under and go forward. So this is going to stretch out the hip flexor area, the front of your hip. You're just gonna stay here for 5 full breaths or 60 seconds. Okay, so inhale and exhale. As you exhale, really try to engage in your glutes muscles. It will help open up this area even more. Inhale and exhale. Really work to tuck the tailbone under, keep it tucked and go forward. So there is no need to end up down here, because you see I lost my pelvis position. So you tuck and you just stop here. Just 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, and one more. Inhale, exhale, and release. Shift the weight back, bring that front leg down, and we're gonna swap. I'm just gonna show you from the other side. So right leg in front, tuck your tailbone, 3, 2, 1, and let's get in the position. Another minute on this side. You guys don't focus on the minute, just focus on your pelvic positioning. Make sure you're tucking under, make sure you're breathing through it. So you should feel a nice opening sensation right at the front of your hip. And then if you engage in the opposite muscles, in the antagonist muscles, and on the opposite side, and you activate them, you squeeze them, it will help release the front of the hip. We're halfway there. Work through your breath. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Sink a little deeper and release. Okay, perfect. Now we go back on our supine position, right leg here, And this time we're gonna try and lift our hips with only one leg. So before we went double leg, now we're gonna go single leg. So left leg in the air, the knee is bent, and then from here you're going to start with your hands down by your hips, anterior pelvic tilt to begin. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, keep the rib cage in, begin to peel off the floor, hold at the top, keep the rib cage in, take a breath in at the top, and as you breathe out, slowly bring it down. With control, we do 4 more. Breathe in, breathe out, tuck, and slowly up we go. Holding a breath in at the top, slowly down. 3 more. Breathing in, breathing out. All the way up. Feel that glute contracting. Don't go too high that you pop everything out, you extend your spine, and you do more harm than good. You want to keep your rib cage closed, keep the back neutral, hold it, and go down with control. We have 2 more to go. Breathing in, breathing out. And all the way up. Feel it for a breath in, and breathe out. All the way down. Last one. Inhale and exhale. All the way up. We're gonna try and stay up here for 10. 9. Keep your hips even. Don't drop the other hip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly lower your spine down. Okay, I know it's hard using a single leg, but try to really move one vertebra at a time. So don't just lift the hips straight up and straight down, but have that passing through the spine sort of motion. Let's repeat on the other side. So starting an anterior tilt, take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck, and up we go. Holding it, breathe in, breathing out, going down. And again, an inhale to start, and an exhale to go. An inhale to stay, and an exhale to roll down with control. Again, breathe in, breathe out. Take a breath in, and breathe out. Okay, 2 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Holding the top, breathing in, lowering down. And we have the last one, the best one. Breathing in, breathe out, tuck, up we go. We're gonna hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze that standing glutes muscles, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower yourself down with control. Perfect job, guys. Okay, the next sequence is gonna be against a wall. So find a wall in your house and I'll meet you right there. Now that you get to the wall, you're gonna use a pillow under your knee just to not stress the knee, and we're gonna stretch your quadriceps muscles. So again, we spend a lot of time sitting, especially if you work at the desk for the whole day. So these muscles right here, they tend to get a little bit tighter. It's not really a proper technical term, but let's just call it like this. So it's nice, it's good for us to lengthen their area. So use a pillow under your knee. The leg goes up the wall. The closer the knee will be to the wall, the harder it's gonna be. So maybe don't start with your knee fully attached to the wall. And then you're gonna lunge forward with the opposite leg, and you're gonna try to stand up, just like this. Now, if you cannot stand up and you feel that it's very hard, what you can do is simply grab a chair, just like this one, and you're gonna place it in front. And if you place both hands on that chair, this is magically gonna turn into something much easier. So the front leg won't have to work as hard to hold you in this position. Remember, tuck your tailbone, bring the hips as far back as possible, almost touching that back heel, and we breathe 5 times for 1 minute, really opening up the front of our hips and the front of our thigh. The rib cage is in, you have a posterior tilt, you're going backwards, you're breathing through this. And now the same rule applies to this exercise. So squeeze your glutes muscles, and if you really engage them, it will help release the front of your hips. Just gonna stay here for 3 more breaths. Perfect job, guys. And now put your hands on the chair, slowly put that front leg on the floor, and we're gonna swap our legs. Over time, as you get better, try to bring your knee really almost attached to the wall, just like I'm doing right here. So knee attached to the wall, you lunge forward, and then at the beginning use the chair, but then as it gets a little bit more flexible, try to not use the chair anymore, maybe hold on your front thigh, but you really want to work on straightening up your body, going backwards, tucking your tailbone, and being able to breathe here. Let's set the timer. And we start. Deep breath, guys. You should feel a deep stretch from your hip going down towards your knee. Don't focus on the time passing, just focus on your breath and on releasing and visualizing the muscles lengthening and opening up the area at the front of your hips. Just 2 more breaths. Perfect. Okay, let's get out. And now we're gonna get down to the floor to continue with the class. Okay, we're back, supine position. Lie on your back, guys. We're going to begin with the right leg down. The left leg will be up in the air. And then remember, starting on anterior tilt, take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck, and up we go in our extended position here. Your bum is working nice and strongly, and you stabilize your hip, and then from this position, just gonna tap the floor, bring the knee back into your chest. 10, tap, bring it back. 9, nothing moves at the hips, so everything stays in the same line. 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. And slowly lower down 1 vertebra at a time, perfectly in control. We go to the other side. I know, guys, it's hard work, but strengthening the glutes this way will really support the lower back, will really support with your everyday action. Having strong glutes always helps. So we're gonna bring the right leg up, starting on anterior tilt. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, only lift as high as your back isn't in pain. So use a range of motion which is free of pain, and we go. 1, 2, don't rush. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stabilize and slowly lower down with control. Okay guys, so we have one more round to do and then we're finished. We're back at the wall. You need your mat, place it under your knee, set up the knee in the same position you had it before. Now, use your chair only if you want, otherwise you can just hold on your front thigh, just like that. This time, posterior tilt, instead of going back, we're gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna keep that posterior tilt, but we're gonna try to bring the hip forward into more hip extension. Instead of closing this angle, we are opening this angle right here at the hip. 1 minute hold. If holding on your thigh is too hard, use the chair. You just have to feel a big stretch up here. So this is less about your quadriceps muscles and more about the hip flexors area. So higher up. Work to that tuck, as I taught you in the first stretch we just did in this class, and you just breathe through it. 1 minute. Try to keep the tuck and sink. There should be a space in between your glutes and your hip. That's what we want because we're trying to bring the hip forward. Deep breath. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Okay, hand on the ground, put the front leg down on the floor. Let's do the other leg. Knee goes up against the wall. Lunge forward. Let's set the timer and we sink in the position. Remember, before you sink, set your pelvis right. Use the chair if you have to, just like this. Set your pelvis and sink. Deep breath. Keep tucking more. Keep engaging the back glute muscles. Remember, help loosening the front. So all the glutes exercises, all those bridging exercises that we're doing they're meant to really strengthen the posterior chain. They're meant to strengthen your glutes, to stabilize your lower back, and this strengthening will support you while you do your everyday activities. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. Sink deeper, sink deeper, sink deeper, guys. Push that hip forward. Release. All right. Here we go, final round. I told you guys this is gonna be challenging but extremely rewarding. Remember, the glutes and the hamstrings, they are muscles that support your lower back. When you walk, when you run, it's important to have a strong posterior chain. Usually in training, we always train the anterior part because we look at ourselves at the mirror, we want to look good, but we always neglect the back of our body. And that's what we're working right now. We're lengthening the front and strengthening the back. So let's not waste any more time talking, and let's just get into the final movements. So from this position, instead of lifting straight up, I want you to try these first. Step forward with your right heel, step forward with your left heel, so your knees are almost straight. They're not completely straight, but almost straight. Tuck your tailbone. This is very important, guys. Tuck, keep your hands on the ground, engage in your glutes, engage in your hamstrings, and lift your bum off the floor. Now you should feel it less on the hips, and you should start to feel the back of your knees working a little bit harder. That's where you want to be. Let's see if you can stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't lose the tuck. Don't pop your lower back out, guys, okay? This is very important. If you could complete these 10 seconds, you have the green light to try the next step. Otherwise, instead of doing the next step, just keep doing this with double leg. Don't do the next step if you're not able to hold this position for 10 seconds. All right? Let's get it, guys. You're gonna tuck your tailbone, you're gonna drive those heels on the ground, you're gonna lift your bum, you're gonna shift the weight on one leg, and the other knee comes into your chest. Don't drop the hip. Try to drag the floor towards you with that right heel, and we stay. 10. Don't push with your hands on the floor, okay? Don't help. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels on the floor. Stabilize your hips. Bring your hips down. Brutal, guys, yeah? But that's what you need to bulletproof your lower back. Really strong glutes, really strong hamstrings. Let's move over to the other leg, okay? Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes, lift your bum off the floor, shift the weight, stabilize, and up we go. Don't help with your hands. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep your hips high. 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel goes down on the floor. Stabilize your hips. Slowly bring your hips to the ground. Perfect. All right, guys. And this is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in today's class. I hope you understood that having strong glutes and hamstrings can definitely help you get rid of your lower back pain. If you enjoyed the content of the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive regular updates when I post the videos on a weekly basis. And let me know in the comments what you would like the next video to be about, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.